Welcome to the Nothing Much Just Chillin' Show with your hosts Emma and Julio. Nothing much, just chillin' show. Nothing much, just a chillin'.
Welcome back to NMJC, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Emma, and this is my podcast called Nothing Much Just Chillin'. And today we are chillin' with my very best friend, Esmé.
That's me. I know that someone saw the name of this
title.
episode and saw with
They're
Esmé,
like, yes.
and they went, "Oh no,
No.
Oh.
No, the people look.
Oh my God.
Men.
Hello."
You
Oh,
are.
we're two women talking for too long. Ooh, okay.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to my podcast. Happy to have you here, and happy to have Esmé over at the studio today. This is my podcast studio.
It's
really
so nice, and it doubles as a house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's amazing.
I live in my studio. What were you saying before you were so rudely interrupted by Julio?
Oh, just happy to be here.
Oh, okay. I'm glad. I'm so glad. You were here a couple days ago.
Yes.
As best friends, we know each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think sometimes there are things that we discover about each other that are new, that are still new, and that's the beauty of relationships. You know, you're always discovering new things about people.
I'm sweating so much right now. Yes.
I cannot get over when you told us a story about you.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm about to say?
Okay, so like occasionally I ate sand as a kid. And like not a big deal.
No, it is a bit. Oh my God. She was telling a story and she brushed right past. She was like, yeah. And then my parents were worried because I ate a lot of sand. And then we had to go to the hospital. What, you were like sick for like days after you ate the Jamaican sand, you
from
said?
Jamaica.
Were you ever sick after you ate sand in
Central Park?
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah. You ate, oh my God.
I don't know what happened there.
Esmé has lived in many places
Yep.
growing up, New York being one of them, and she ate the sand in Central Park. That's not even sand, that's dirt.
Yeah.
Isn't that dirt? It's just dirt.
Yeah, it must be.
I mean, sand pretty much is.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, my parents just let me, I guess. I thought you think they would have more concern, but
You were the youngest.
yeah, they were kind of just like, well, it's like the same thing as getting a vaccine, right? Like building the immune system.
I guess.
I don't know.
But like, oh, she'll figure out it doesn't taste good one day.
I know. It's like probably why I have so many digestive issues. There's like just straight sand in my system for the first 2 years.
Oh my God. That's so crazy to me because like I cannot even fathom.
I know. But like you can kind of fathom.
No, I can't.
Like kind of when you see sand sometimes you're like,
I could eat.
I want to nibble.
You've
never had that. You've never had that.
No, I've never. There needs to be a word for you. Not like, not like carnivore, herbivore, or what are the other vores? I don't know. There needs to be like a sandivore.
There
is. How do you see sand and you're like, I want to eat that?
There's like a medical condition, and it's like people who like to eat things that aren't food. And it's like, that's like all the like My Strange Obsession shows.
Okay,
and they're like,
yeah.
I eat a roll of paper towel a day or something. I know. I draw a line at paper towel, let me tell you.
Wait, do you have any other
Things I ate?
Things that are not food that you desired as a kid or now?
I mean, like, no, like, I loved eating dry pasta.
Okay, I loved that too,
Okay,
actually.
so that one's normal.
Okay, yeah.
I'm fine. I'm like doing a test right now. Like is this
She's
one?
like, that's what you're not gonna judge me on?
Yeah, it's
Emma?
like, okay, that one, sure. Okay, so yeah, I was a weird kid. They had to like hide the balsamic vinegar from me because I just like drinking it straight like shots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you still like it to this
Oh,
day?
yeah.
You love vinegar? Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god. But that's not bad. Like that's edible. That's like
It
not
is
that bad.
edible.
It's just like the sand of it all. I'm like, I don't agree with, and like I cannot believe you ate that much sand.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, like let me make a castle, you know, like let me make a moat.
No,
for my castle.
I really saw like a beach full of sand and was like, yum.
Yeah.
That's
Do you think it's because like you ate sand got like in your sandwich or like in your chips bag at the beach, and then you like noticed that sand was in your food and you were like, ooh, yum? Or do you think it was really just like you look at sand and you want to eat it?
I wish it was probably like a gradual shift.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Okay. But it's not.
I don't. I can't imagine what was going on in my mind at that time, but assuming it's somewhat similar to mine, I just like saw something and my parents were like, don't do it. And I was like, that's where I'm going.
Okay, so they told you not to.
Oh yeah, no, my parents weren't encouraging it. They were trying to stop it.
Okay.
It's like they could only watch me so much and there was so much sand everywhere in Jamaica. So
Okay.
like if they looked away for a minute, there was sand
Yeah.
in my face.
I think that was the answer that I was looking
Okay,
for.
no, my
of, like,
parents-
understanding. I'm like, okay, I understand a kid being like, no,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do what I want to do, when like they should have just said like, yeah, have as much sand as you want.
Yeah, and then I would have been instantly bored. It
Yeah,
was like,
you'd be like, okay, no.
it's kind of like De Niro, my cat. So I'm, my 2-year-old self was like a stupid cat. And he like loves now just because it's like, he can do anything in my apartment. It's his apartment, really.
He runs it.
He runs that place, except when he eats plastic. He knows I'm like, don't fucking eat plastic, De Niro. And so it's his favorite thing now. He'll like pick up plastic and start eating it, and then I'll have to chase him. He'll carry it in his mouth.
Oh my god.
I know.
And he knows that you don't.
Yeah,
want-
because he wants
he's
to.
just defiant.
Because he is defiant.
God, kids.
8 years old already. I can't. So that was fact number 1.
Okay, yeah, no, that was good. I'm glad. I was about to lose it because I thought I wasn't gonna get like an answer of like why that happened. And I'm
No.
like, okay, that makes sense. Were you a pretty rebellious child then? Like, did your parents tell you not to do a lot of things that you were like, no, I'm gonna do?
That's a good. Yeah. Yeah. I was, I just always wanted attention as a kid. So
Oh, okay.
it was the little sister syndrome, like anything I could do to get attention.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know if I necessarily was like that, but I was definitely annoying. Like,
Yeah.
I was definitely annoying, and I still am.
Yeah, shout out to our sisters for dealing with us.
Yeah, so sorry.
Sorry about that.
Second thing I want to bring up for what something you showed us. I think you'd call it a game. I don't even know. I was terrified when it happened. But anyways, Esme was like, "Oh, let's do star tipping," and Julio and I were like, "What the fuck is star tipping?" And so she's like, "Okay, we'll do it now." You had to spin in a circle 3 times
like for 10 seconds.
for 10 seconds,
And you like stare up at
and
the
you stare
sky.
up at the sky. And so she starts doing it, and Julio and I are like, what is going on? Like, what? Nothing could have prepared me for that. And then she just stops, and then she falls.
No, because you shine a light in someone's face after they spin.
Oh, yeah. She was like, get the flashlight on your phone and shine it in my face after I stop. I was like, okay. Oh, I don't know why. I mean, I guess we were smoking, but like, if I was sober, I would have been like, this seems dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like, you need to tell me what's about to happen.
But
And you were
it's
just
fun
like,
when
"Oh,
they
let's do it."
don't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you said.
It's star tipping. And so you spin in a circle
Yeah.
while looking, like, you're supposed to be looking at stars. We don't have them in LA.
Right.
We look up at an absence of stars where we are.
There's smog.
Yeah, exactly. You look up at smog tipping,
Mm-hmm.
you do circles, and then someone shines a light in your face. And something about spinning and then having someone shine the light in your face throws off your balance, and your knees buckle, and you just collapse to the ground.
I was so scared. I'm a worrier.
You are. You're very sweet. And like, in retrospect, maybe not the right place or time.
Yeah. Oh, because I also was like, Esme, okay, you could have waited till we got like we could have done it on this patch of grass,
I was
like right outside of our
on
apartment.
cement, and
It was
then
on
like
a sidewalk.
a bush with like thorns.
Yeah.
in the middle of like a dark street.
Yeah. The decision making that you did on that was like very quick. You're like, oh, we can do it. And then you looked up and just started spinning. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll get the flashlight out.
Let me try to go back into my mind at that moment.
It's okay. You don't have to. I think you just wanted to do something silly.
I wanted to do something. I'm just a silly goose.
That's really fine. I just wish it had been on grass.
Yeah.
Because that scared me. But you were fine. You were fine.
Yeah, I was
like,
fine.
She didn't get hurt.
But Emma helped me. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I like got mad at you. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like that. I'm like really like that with friends and like in relationships. If like the person is like harming themselves in any way, I'm like, stop. Like,
That's good, by the way.
I hope so, but I feel so like a mom, you know?
Like, for people like Julio and me, we need that. I think, if anything, this really shows that no matter what age I'm at, I have a deep connection to the earth in mysticism.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, sure.
Eating the earth as a child.
Yeah. Yes. You're very
looking to the stars as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also shows that no matter what age I am, I'm doing something really fucking stupid that's probably going to harm me.
No. You're doing
okay.
You're creative, and you have a very
you.
creative, wildly beautiful imagination. That's what it is.
Thank you.
That's what it is.
Thanks, Mom.
So there's a brand called We're Not Really Strangers. I think that's what it's called. And they have like a card game, and then they have like some questions that you can like just download as PDFs online. So I downloaded the Meaningful Conversations PDF. The first question is, what's been your favorite age so far? And we also talk about this like every time we celebrate our birthdays together.
Yeah.
I feel like you always ask me like, does this age feel, because I'm a little bit older, you'll be like, did this age feel different? And then like I'll ask you like, what are your goals for this year? Like we always like think of like the year as a whole, like not necessarily like focusing on like the good and the bad, but just like overall, like how has this year
like
gone?
Themes.
Yeah.
I guess that's an interesting question. I think for me, because I've always dealt with anxiety, it's hard because there were so many happy times as a kid, but there was also times I was dealing with anxiety and I didn't know what it was at the time, so I couldn't get help.
Right. You didn't have the like coping
I didn't have the
skills
tools
and understanding.
Understand what was happening.
Yeah.
And so it's like childhood mixed with like, I liked how simple that time was. It was hard not being able to communicate what I was feeling though.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an adult, it's like, I hate having responsibilities, but there's joys of being an adult.
And being independent.
And like there's a lot, like there were times in my early 20s I really liked, but I don't like who I was in my early 20s, you know?
So true.
Like
I feel that.
I look at my
on my past
years in my early 20s. I'm like, oh, I would hate that person now.
Yeah.
And I know like you can't, like we're all doing the best we can with what we have at the time.
And it shows growth. If you don't look back on your past self and cringe, then you're not evolving.
Yeah, you're either not evolving or you're Meg the Stallion and you've always been perfect. Like those are the two options.
You've just always been a perfect person.
Always
good
been
for
great.
you.
And good for you, Meg.
Good for you.
But I guess maybe for me, it's not an age, but it was those 2 months before COVID hit.
Yeah, I feel that.
Because like it was a new decade.
Yes.
And like everyone has such big hopes. I was graduating from university that year. Like you had just moved to downtown. So when I moved back to Glendale, we were going to be so close. I was going to be looking for careers. Gemma, my sister, was staying with us for a while. So like we went to San Diego, saw a concert. We saw Curtis Connor together. Like I was like, I'm really going to slow down this year and like enjoy my last semester at school.
Yes.
And it's like, maybe now looking back to, I've like romanticized it because I know how special it was.
I just remember it so fondly. And so, but it's sad. Like, it's so sad. Like what has happened since then in the world. Not like there's never been horrible things happening in the world. There's always horrible things happening in the world, but like that affected that many people. Like that was that global, and then also created so much like fear.
Well, yeah, I think there's only a few times in American history when something so like monumental has happened that's like forever changed the fabric of everything. And it's like 9/11 is the first one everyone thinks of.
Yeah.
And then, you know, there were definitely a few others, but something that feels like huge was COVID.
Yeah.
And so it's like these events that are so weird that you can literally put a pinpoint and be like, things changed before and after.
I like with that question, like I feel like it's so like you can't talk about your favorite age without talking about COVID.
Right.
I feel like you can't talk about so many things in life without talking about COVID. Like
Well,
it's such an instrumental, it's such a pivotal point in history now.
It's like going on dating apps now, and when you're talking to people, and for anyone recording, it's been like maybe like 10-15 minutes, and it's the first time I've mentioned I'm still single. So by the way,
I want to talk about dating.
That was really hard for me to
No,
keep
this
that.
is good. This is good because I want to talk about dating apps, so
Okay.
we can like swing into
We'll
that.
get there.
But you finish your thought.
Okay, perfect. I just know that she's been on here for 2 years, and never once has she had an update besides. Anyway,
That's
but
okay.
you're talking to people, and even though we're far from 2020, and yes, it's still happening, there's still serious consequences of COVID, still people are dying from it, but when it was that bad, you still have to have that conversation with people like, so how was that pandemic time? Because it's such an important question to people now. It's like, what did you do during it? Like, it's a thing we have to cover on dates now.
It changed like my whole like the way my career was going.
Oh yeah,
You know, like and then now I have like
Same.
I wouldn't be I would not probably be working all these temp jobs if it wasn't like I wouldn't be at the Getty right now.
Yeah.
Like if there wasn't for COVID, which is like so weird and like bittersweet to like think about, you know, because it's like led to good things, but then also thinking back like, but like what if, you know?
Exactly.
But you know what? It happens the way it like I don't really agree with like everything happens for a reason, but like you can create a reason for everything, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
And something my therapist used to say to me was when I would say, what if this had happened? What if this had happened? He would say, that doesn't exist. He's like, so when we think of what could have happened, we always imagine it was better. What if it was worse?
So true.
In the end, it doesn't matter because it doesn't exist. So focus on what does.
Oh, that's great.
Shout out to John.
Yeah. I think I'm very good at like living in the present too.
That's so
and like
great.
trying not to like dwell on the past, like because who I was yesterday isn't who I am today. You know what I mean? And then like the future, like maybe I let myself worry like sometimes, but I feel like
That's
all
natural.
you can control is what you do right now.
I think that's something we really have to focus now, especially as so many terrible big things are happening in the world. We can do what we can do, and there's some things we can't, and that's I feel like the only thing helping me when I feel like I'm going insane is like, what can you do?
Yeah.
And sometimes that's boycotting Starbucks.
Yeah, sometimes that's boycotting McDonald's, boycotting a lot of things right now for obvious reasons. But okay, that was a very meaningful conversation.
Yeah.
Now let's go to a meaningless conversation. Dating. So Esme's been sending me like Hinge or Bumble, both. Hinge and Bumble profiles, and these profiles are like essays now, or like not essays, but you know like so much about a person. Like there's the little icon for everything, like a baby bottle, it's like want someday, the weed leaf sometimes, or recreationally, or like, you know,
they have like a button for pills now. They're like, I pop pills sometimes. I'm like, we're open. Okay.
I push drugs. Like there's stuff, but like seriously, you can know like it's more telling than a fucking resume.
No, it's
you
like,
know what I mean?
It is an insane amount of it. Like the fact that it's supposed to be a dating app and like we're including on it, like I might want kids one day. I'm like, that's a crazy thing.
The next thing that they're gonna put on that is an option to put like how much is in your bank account.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, and you can scroll to only get the rich people.
Yeah. Oh,
your circle.
paying premium to.
But I feel like women now in the world, like, you know, inflation and stuff, they want somebody who can provide
Yeah.
for them, or at least be equal, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like that is a very good thing to have to know, because like I don't care, oh, one kid someday, okay, like what does your bank account look like? Can we
Yeah.
have kids on your paycheck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I need to
Good
know.
point.
I need to know that before I can even be like, oh, he wants kids. I can be like, oh, can you, I need to know if you can provide for
Yeah.
the kids.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are like say they're like self-employed, or you know, and then they
Right.
also want kids. I'm like,
Oh, so
you're how do I put this delicately? Broke. Oh.
well, I'm sometimes fully
No,
self-employed,
no.
but I know what you mean. Like if someone's just like, yeah, like I have my own like t-shirt pressing business.
That's the energy. Some people are self-employed and they're like, I'm in Silicon Valley and I've made this $1 million company, or
right.
I'm
Or they're
self-employed.
really successful.
I'm a contractor,
like esthetician or something. Yeah,
esthetician. That's great, and I'm
Yeah.
a contractor too. I get it.
right.
Just a lot of people, it's like I'm self-employed.
And that's all they'll say.
And you're like, employed doing what though?
Oh, okay, so it says like their job, right?
So
Is that one of the things, or is
you
it just
can, but like I Bumble, because a lot of people don't want to put the actual company they're working for.
Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what if someone who like works for Hinge is like on Bumble?
Oh, so in that
Drama.
case, they say your position and then just like a description of what your business is. So that for that case, that person, it would be like talent search at dating app, or it'll be like
Oh, okay.
you know.
Okay.
So they do it vaguely like that.
Have you decided on like certain criteria
Yeah.
that like you're looking for
I'm glad you asked.
when you're scrolling away, when you're swiping away, you know? It's fucking
Yeah, because first of all,
It's so much to read now. Like the olden days, you just see a picture, you see the name, you see the age, and that's it.
yeah,
That's all you see.
yeah.
That's crazy to me looking at it now
know.
and having all this information about somebody up front.
It's
I mean,
a lot.
it's good to cut the bullshit, but in your experience, people don't fucking read yours. So the girls are reading, the boys aren't. The boys aren't, and they're swiping right on you or left or whatever, and they're saying something that like, if you just read your description,
Well, the amount of like I say it like super liberal. Here are all these liberal things,
right.
and a lot of Republican guys swipe right on me, and I'm just like, I guess
They just looked at your picture.
They
That's
just saw
all
the
they
picture,
did.
or they thought like I'd be one of those people that's like, I don't care that we have different political beliefs, but
Right.
it's like,
Which is crazy.
Which
Do
is
you think,
crazy.
I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but do you think you could ever be with somebody who has different political beliefs than you?
no,
Yeah, same.
because I don't agree with people when they say it's just politics. It
No.
intersects with every single layer of our
It's
life.
how you view humans.
And when you're saying like criteria, like one of the things is if they're not listed as liberal, I don't.
Right.
Even if it says like apolitical or something, I'm like, so you don't care about politics? Like, what a privilege to not care.
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's one of them right away. And something I've had to learn how to do on dating apps, you have to take a really systematic approach to it. You can't
Oh my God.
feel bad about it.
No, totally. You have to be ruthless.
And it's like, if you look at one thing I've learned, it's like right away, just people who you think you're going to be attracted to. If there's someone that you're like, maybe if I slowly get to know them over time, their personality, which is not to say they're not attractive, but they're just not my type. I'm like, if I'm already convincing myself, it's not a good start.
It's like, oh, I'd be open to being interested, not
Yeah.
I'm interested, you know? Like it should be
Exactly.
like right off the bat.
Exactly. So
Well, I guess it shouldn't be. I guess, I don't know. Some people could have a slower burn.
where is, I do have my list. So politically aligned, these are necessary. Funny.
Yep.
Non-judgmental, if they seem judgmental. This is an odd one. I usually don't swipe right if they're a photographer because I'm like, I have such a talented best friend who's a photographer, and if I have to look at someone else's photography and it's not good, I I can't pretend like it's not now. Like I've seen Emma's work. I can't be like, oh, that's so great. And then like he came over and got weird about Emma's work, and then had to be like, oh, I'm a guy photographer, and you're like, you know,
Yeah.
men.
Would hate that. No, but you can like it's funny because when you first told me this, you made it seem like, oh, you just see a photographer and you're like, nope. But like you can like their Instagrams are linked, so you can go to their Instagram and you check their work, and then you're like, yeah, no,
From
it's
now
not
on,
gonna
I'll
be a
send
fit.
you their profiles
Yeah.
and like you let me know.
Yeah, if it's a photographer, I'll let you know. I will.
Usually if they're like comedy writers too, I don't, because I'm like, it's gonna be weird with my dad immediately.
Yeah, Esme's dad is a comedy writer, so yeah, there might be a little competition there. You'd be like, you're not
they're
really
like,
that good.
Could he read a script of mine? Like,
Oh yeah, no.
he doesn't even read text from me. Like he's not reading your script. For me, it's like employed, which doesn't have to be like a great job. It could even be self-employed.
Yeah.
They just have to have a job or be working to get one if you're in transition.
Right.
Just someone who doesn't care at all. I'm like, ugh.
You need someone who's ambitious.
Exactly.
You know?
They have plans for their life.
Yeah.
I guess that's it.
And if they don't have like plans, they have like a good plan in place while they figure out their plans.
Yeah. And then everything else after that would be like my nice to have, which is like, are they tall? Do they have, brown hair?
Oh, those two things don't sound like nice to have things. Those sound like you need to have for you. Because your type, I mean, I get it. Like your type is your type.
It's super typey, yeah.
Yeah. But that's fine. Like, I feel like everybody, I mean, learning from Love Island too. And like, I definitely have like somewhat of a type. Like, I haven't dated like many people that are like so, I mean, I guess all my exes are like different from each other. But I feel like a lot of them have like a similar quality. I don't know. I guess I like a bad boy.
Okay.
But I like that like Julio's not, but he kind of like looks like one. Yeah. He's got that like resting bitch face and like tattoos.
Yeah.
And
what's that thing they say? It's like looks like a cinnamon roll.
Yes.
That whole thing.
Yeah. He's like looks like could kill you. It could.
Yes.
Or is a cinnamon roll. Or he could kill you. I don't know.
It depends on like what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. It depends on his mood. No, I'm just kidding. Julio's a very like chill person.
But would you quickly like to hear some fun Bumble bios I've read recently?
Yes, I would love to hear fun Bumble bios.
I read these to Emma and every person that's in a relationship. So if you ever like have a fight and you're like, maybe I should be single again, bookmark this, come back to it.
Oh yeah, no.
Because it's gonna get brutal. So by the way, this is the first, literally I downloaded Bumble again. I opened it up. This is the first one I saw. About me. 1, hardworking, loyal, and honest. That sounds nice.
Okay.
2, I work out a lot. Sure.
You do too.
I like to work out. Fine. 3, swipe right if you have a fat ass. Now, first of all, I'm like, what are we measuring by? Because like, I don't know. Probably not. But
no, you definitely do.
Thank you. But like
that in like the what did he spell it that way? Like
no.
PHAT or no? He just spelled it FAT.
Yeah. So then I'm like, do you like them? Like I don't know.
It's how
like,
fat?
Exactly. Like first of all,
you should really, if you're gonna say that, sir, you should have more specifications.
If you're gonna objectify me, you better have criteria to go along with it.
Wait, what else? Was that the only thing in his bio? Or
yeah.
No. What were his?
6'1", active, Scorpio.
Right.
Graduate degree, socially drinks, never smokes. He's a man. He never smokes marijuana. He's looking for a relationship and he wants kids one day, ladies.
Oh.
If you want.
That is wild, looking for a fat ass, or swipe right if you have a fat ass.
No, you have no idea how many people are like, no relationships, just here for hookups, and then they're like, want kids one day. I'm like, what's the point? So this was like the one that like broke me a little bit, and I almost deleted my app. So it's my mom said I'm too cute for Tinder. Already you're pushing it. Only match if you can handle wild, with a lion emoji.
Oh, ew.
Pick your first date. A, wine and massage. B, I cook for you and I am your dessert. C, threesome with your best friend forever or with my buddy. D, lil sex party, like Lil, lil sex party, never killed nobody.
Seems like a
Venice thing.
like a Venice hippie bro, you know?
Yeah. Here's one.
That's wild.
If you have daddy issues, I'll spank you like the father you never had.
That is so out of pocket.
It's so fucking out of pocket.
God.
And I was like, then big wiener, bigger heart. And I'm like, I want to know who these women are that this works for.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine I'm just on my phone scrolling and then I see someone say, if you have daddy issues, I'll spank you like the father you never had. I'm like, that works for me. I'm actually super into that.
Somebody needs to study how men write their dating bios because they're not doing it for a woman. Like, I don't know who they're doing it for, but it's not for a woman.
Yeah, and that's what confuses me about it. There are people who have done it that they play it like they're shallow or something, you know, and they can do it pretty well. But you have to actually be funny and have awareness to do it.
Yeah. Like, I can't imagine Julio saying anything like that.
What do you think your bio would be on Bumble if you had to go on?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. I guess I would just put thinking about
It's
like
hard.
other men.
I
too.
know.
Like, grosses me. Like, reading something. Like, I wrote like to
A man.
to like gain attention from men. Like, I'm just not interested in.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what would I even say? Like I don't even know because it's so far.
You're right,
We're
right.
so far from being single. You know what I mean?
I know it's hard to like. I never thought about that. Yeah, what an interesting thing to like think about having to do that.
Honestly, probably be a girl that Matt Rife fucking makes fun of. You know what I mean? That like I say my zodiac sign.
Yeah.
And like what my favorite book is, and like you know what I mean? Like I would just.
But to be fair, Matt Rife would be the type of guy that would be like bigger wiener, bigger heart.
Exactly.
So like.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I wouldn't be performing for him. You know, like I wouldn't be
He
a
would
call
not-
out for a type of person like that. You know,
He would not be the audience you were playing to.
I guess I would just say something about how I'm super chill and just like
Listen to my podcast.
Watch a lot of. Maybe I would do that, but like I watch a lot of like movies and shows, and I would definitely say something about Love Island.
Yeah, you see, that's a great.
I'd say I'm waiting for my fellow Love Island lover.
You see, that's cute.
Like,
That's
I just
cute.
want somebody to binge Love Island with. That's literally what I was.
You see, that's perfect. That's very cute and casual.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Like, I'm thinking about like going into the dating world.
Julio's gonna listen to this episode and be like, "What the fuck is me?"
Thank you for that insight.
You're welcome.
That was beautiful. Let's go into some more of these questions for meaningful conversations.
I feel like we need to have a meaningful conversation.
Okay. This one, I don't know if it's going to be easy or not to answer, but what meal feels like home?
Oh my god! Like breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or like a specific meal.
Like, yeah, specific meal that like
Ooh.
I guess one of your parents would make you, or that you would make growing up for yourself, or anything like that.
It would have to be like not vegan, so
Okay,
like
no,
something I
fine.
wouldn't eat now, but like because growing
Yes.
up the food wasn't. I'm trying to think about foods we used to eat that won't like depress people, like white families being like, we had taco night.
Hey, I
Big
loved
night.
taco night.
Big
I loved
night.
taco night.
I had like a running bit I did all the time because I never ate cheese, even before I just never liked it. So I take like one small shred of it and like put it on my tacos as like a funny bit. And
Oh.
it was never funny. My parents every time were like, "Oh yeah,
Good for you.
it's hilarious." When's your next type 5 at
That's-
the comedy store? I think maybe then like my grandma every year would make me blueberry pound cake.
Oh, yes.
Because I
Mhm.
didn't like normal
Right.
cake, so that was always delicious. She used to make like really great buttermilk biscuits too. So I guess my grandma's baking, and then my favorite meal that my mom would make was either chicken cacciatore with like egg noodles
Ooh,
or shepherd's pie.
good
Yeah.
choices. Yeah.
So I feel like those are kind of like staples, and those were like Gemma's meal was always chicken cacciatore and mine was shepherd's pie, but we like
They were
them.
still favorites.
Yeah.
They were home favorites. Yeah.
So those are meals that like when Gemma goes home every year, she requests them.
Yeah. Has she learned or you learned how to make those things on your own?
So no.
Well,
Gemma-
I mean, I know that you can't for like a lot of things, but
Yeah.
like, has she learned how to make?
No, she's like learned how to make like 3 things, and
Oh.
she cycles through, and she's
Oh.
surviving on it. So
What are the 3 things?
it's like a stir fry. She like air fries chicken sometimes.
Okay. Air fryer's good.
And does like a meat sauce with pasta.
Okay.
So those are like her 3 meals. And then like I cycle through like avocado toast.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need. Avocado toast for every meal. Vegetables, salad.
Salads.
Yeah, salads.
Salads.
You love salads.
Big fan.
Yeah.
Roasted vegetables.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are like, anyway, so those are mine. What about you? What are your meals that remind you of home?
Oh, I have so many because my Benoy, my grandma,
Right.
she was a Vietnamese chef, and
Ooh.
now I really can't eat her food at all. But she made the best Vietnamese food. She made the best. Okay, well, this isn't Vietnamese what I'm about to say, but her restaurant was kind of like an Asian fusion. Even though it was like called La Rose de Sagan, but she made really, really good sesame chicken.
Oh my God.
So good. And then she used to make me, or we always got wonton soup. Like
Yum.
my grandparents, they had a restaurant growing up. So my sister and I, whenever we went there, we would just like go straight into the kitchen and get like the crackers that they made. Kind of like chips and salsa at places, but they just like bring out like these like wonton crackers
God.
type thing. They were so good.
Starting a meal with crackers
Yes.
is a brilliant idea, by the way.
It was great. We'd have that, and then we would have wonton soup. We'd get it ourselves when we were old enough to, and then yeah, I would get sesame chicken, and I think my sister would get beef and broccoli, and yeah, loved all of that. And then there's like a soup, a special soup that she made growing up too, that now I try to recreate. And I think I've made it for you once, actually.
What soup?
I like something similar to it, but it's just like a bunch of veggies, and then I put like vegan ground meat or meatballs in it.
Oh my God, yes.
And and we eat it with
Rice. Oh,
and
that was so good.
yeah, it's my favorite. And yeah, and then both my parents are really, really good chefs, but a lot of things that they make, they learned from my Benoy, my
Right.
grandma. So it all stems from her.
Did your mom have any family recipes that she made for you?
I don't know, because I know my grandparents on my mom's side weren't like that big into cooking, or maybe their cooking was just, I don't know if my mom didn't like it or something, but she's never told me like, oh, this
Right.
recipe is specifically from grandma. I think the
Right.
only thing that might be is latkes, or matzo ball soup, or
Yeah.
there might be some other recipes that she's gotten from her mom, but I don't know. I feel like most things we eat are, I mean, most things I make too are like, I'm just trying to chase like what my Benoy's cooking tastes like, you know?
Yeah.
So
To say your cooking is fantastic.
thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. My next question was, what do you do at the beach? But I think we already know.
Eat sand.
Eat sand. What do you, when you go to the beach, what do you like to do? Do you like to just like sit and read? Do you like to go in the ocean? Do you like to go on a walk?
I like walking beaches.
I like to walk at the beach too.
Sometimes I like swimming. I have to be in the mood for it though. It's more of like, we're doing a beach day, we'll go in the ocean, we'll come and we'll go back in.
Yeah.
That
Depends how hot it is too.
exactly. It has to be hot. And then like, I'm one of those people, like as soon as we're there, like I'm under an umbrella because I burn so quickly. I'm not even trying to suntan.
Yeah.
So
Aw. But I feel that. I get like burnt so easily now too.
it's like bullshit.
I know. The UV rays. They're getting it's global warming.
Yeah.
I blame global warming for all of us getting sun cancer soon.
It's like working at a company that's so like one of my clients works with climate change. It's that weird thing that every time you talk about how nice the weather is in like December, you have to be like, but I know it's because of global warming. It's not really good. I'm sorry.
Because that's what they're thinking. They're
I
like,
know.
yeah, it must be nice, the weather,
know.
but like our planet's dying, so you should really care about that.
I know.
But like true.
But like the weather is like spectacular right now.
What do you watch when you can't fall asleep?
Oh my God, thank you for asking. So I haven't been really watching any shows recently. I've kind of like anytime like a new Netflix docu-series comes out, I'll watch it. But Emma's like, I know what she's gonna say. So I'm really into YouTube and I'm like into really niche subjects. So like right now it's like the fall of FTX and anything crypto, Ponzi scheme, financial crime. I've watched the Enron documentary a couple times now. Huge fan, not of him, but like in general financial crime. Not a fan of financial crime.
No.
Learning about it.
Yeah. It's
Unless-
interesting to you.
Unless the financial crime is like people getting away with ripping off rich people, then
Right.
huge fan.
Then it's something to care about.
Then
yeah.
I love it. And now I'm also like really into learning about like historical shipwrecks.
Like the Titanic?
Yeah.
Or you're like the most basic one?
Well, like the ones that are like took place in like the 1800s.
Oh my gosh.
They're like very. I've been watching those documentaries recently.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, wow, like I'm really into like shipwrecks and cryptocurrency. I've gone so far.
I mean, those things are, I feel like, related because
Yeah.
I feel like rich people love to do stupid things with their money.
Yeah, and I feel like it's like I share the interests of a man in the middle of like a middle life crisis.
Yeah.
I'm like one day away from getting really into like car racing and being like, oh God, love Formula One.
You go to like a truck convention.
A monster truck rally. Oh my God. No. So yeah, living alone has really turned me into a weird person. I need
That's
to be
okay.
around people like you that are like, here are like things that are happening for like
I know,
people our age.
I'm always
like,
telling you what to watch, and you're like, I haven't heard.
I've literally never heard Love Island.
I've gotten her on Love Island. Though,
I'm
so
so
it's
into
funny.
Love Island.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's the best show ever.
Because it's like you go in knowing it's stupid.
Oh
and
yeah.
You know,
It's so predictable.
Yeah.
Everything happens, but you know, sometimes I get like really like I feel bad, but sometimes it makes me like hate people. Like
no, it turns you into like a very hateful person so quickly.
yeah, I'm like, oh my god, this bitch. Like it's me. Like there's one person on Australia's Love Island right now that's going on, and she's just
Wait,
like
I've been
so
watching it. Who?
mean. Oh, Tia.
Oh, she's so mean.
She's such a bitch. Like, why is she so mean? And she's like, oh, I know you care, but I don't. Like to Nate.
I
Like,
know.
and he's just like, what?
And she started off being so nice. That's the confusing thing. There was like a real switch up.
No, she's so. Oh my god, she's so awful.
I know. I really liked it at first, and then she comes in. And I'm like, oh my god.
Wait, are you caught up?
I haven't seen the last one yet.
Okay, never mind. I'm
Okay,
not gonna
I'll
spoil
wait.
it.
The thing about Love Island is it's predictable, but another thing you learned about me when we hung out is that even when it's predictable, I can't watch TV in silence.
Oh
And
yeah.
so someone would be like,
Oh yeah, I've known this about Esmé since we first started being friends. I'm like, wow, she has a lot to say.
I have a lot to say.
No, your reactions, like,
And like he'll be like, I'm going to pick Nate, and I'll literally be like, like that level of extreme reaction to everything.
she'll just yell and start. I'm like, it's just,
Like,
it's just
what?
It doesn't bother me at all, but I am a very like easily startled person.
I
like
know.
Julio could just, I'll be in the kitchen, just cleaning the kitchen. Julio will just walk up, like, and stand
Slowly.
right there, and then I'll catch him out of the corner of my eye and literally like jump a foot. Like,
Well,
I'll
yeah,
be
when we
so
went for
scared.
the walk, he like
Oh.
stopped for a second, then came up behind you, and you were
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah, it's really bad. It's so like, why I don't know why I'm like that, because I feel like other people aren't. I just feel like I'm always like thinking like a million things in my
No.
head that like like are not related to each other at all, and I'm like going off on like so many tangents in my head at all times. And then if somebody in real life like comes up to me, or like somebody like comes around the corner and stuff, I'm like I freak out.
And like when
I don't know why.
No, I get that. You're probably
It's
like
I'm
in your
being
thoughts.
interrupted.
Yeah.
It's like I'm being interrupted, like not like I'm mad at that person, but I'm just like, oh, like
Like,
snap back to
you were-
reality.
exactly,
Like,
you
I'm
were
just always like
a
in my head
Pisces.
daydreaming. Yeah, no, that's literally it. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
But yeah, Love Island. Huge fan. Sometimes I think like if I went on, what character I would play.
Yes. Oh, definitely like definitely one, nice.
Yeah.
You'd be friends with everybody and like be a point. You'd definitely be like a comedic character on the show, 100%. Like if somebody didn't like you, and you'd be like, okay, yeah, fair. Like
Yeah. A guy would be like, sorry, Esmé, you're my last choice. I'd be like, that was probably a smart decision.
But you'd also be very like aware of the energy, I feel like, throughout the villa, where you would like know like who you can trust and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you would actually do pretty well.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too.
because it's like the people who aren't self-aware who like do the worst. Because if you aren't self-aware, then you're not like even aware of like how you're acting and how it comes across on camera. Because yeah, you're there to find love, but it's also like you're there for like the game, like to be on this reality television show. Like you're there to be like entertainment, and I feel like you'd excel at that.
Well, first of all, thank you.
Yeah.
But I completely agree, and that's the confusing thing for me about like guys when they'll like do their confessionals and they'll be like, "Oi, she's a lovely bloke." I'm so bad at British accents.
No, it takes a while. I
have to watch like
at it. Yeah,
at least 10 hours, and the best I can do is like, "Good day, mate."
Yeah.
But that's Australian,
Yeah,
so
that is-
I'm so
You're
wrong
mixed
country.
up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
when they're like, she's great, but like nothing special. Is
Right.
interested in someone else, and then the next day they have like a favorite couple challenge, and they'll be voted last, and he'll be so mad. He'll be like, "Why the fuck are we like the least favorite
Yeah.
couple?"
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, "Because you're so mean."
Yeah, because you
Why would we
obviously
like
don't
you?
like her, and
And
the
then they
audience can see that. Yeah,
Stomp
no.
around all pissed about it. I'm
Yeah.
like that's a you problem. This is
No,
this
no,
is a skill
totally,
problem.
totally.
Work on it.
Totally.
I also love that so many people go on the show, they immediately play the part that they'll meet someone and it's been like half a day and they'd be like, I genuinely think I'm in love with them.
Oh yeah, the people that rush in too
Yeah.
fast. No, because that always, if you go in hard like that, it takes a lot of work to like get to the end. You know what I mean? There's so many. Oh, it's just a rough ride for
And
somebody
there's
who
so
like
many-
wants to commit to somebody right away.
I'm like, have you seen the show before?
yeah.
Because like a bombshell will come in. A bombshell, by the way, for people who don't watch the show, is someone like me who comes in is just like super hot, super cool.
Super entertaining,
You know,
super confident.
They just liven the
They're
place
just
up.
oozing sex, and
Not-
like when the men see that person, they're like, oh my God, and they forget about their OG girl.
Like no mental illness involved. We're just great. And we walk in, and anyway, and then the guys have to talk to the bombshell. It's part of the thing.
Yeah.
And there's always one woman that's like, I can't believe he's talking to her right now. I'm like, have you not seen the show? From a perspective of like a desperate single person that probably never wants to download another app again, if you're in a room with someone and they're somewhat attractive and they might be interested in you, it's like, done deal. Let's do it. So I understand that, but this isn't Commitment Island.
No.
It's Love Island. You're there to love.
Yep. And that might be multiple people.
Yeah.
That's what the show encourages, actually. It encourages you to be messy as fuck.
Oh, yeah. And that's when it's most fun. You know who Love Island's for? Did you ever watch Confessions of a Wallflower growing up? It had like Emma.
You mean Perks of a Wallflower?
Yes.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Confessions of a...
Drama Queen.
Of a
I combined two movies from my childhood together.
I love the Perks of Being a Wallflower. I read the book before
Yeah.
I saw the movie,
So,
but yeah, I love
great
I
movie.
Love that so
Love
much.
that movie. You know that scene when they say they dare him to kiss the prettiest girl in the room, and he kisses not his girlfriend?
Mm-hmm.
If you were a kid that was living from that drama,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna love Love Island.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole show.
Yeah, if you were like, oh shit,
Oh my God.
shit. No, you're so right. That was the OG Love Island.
And people like my
I'm
sister
sorry.
who like left the room because it was so uncomfortable. They're
They
not gonna
wouldn't be
they're
able
not
to
gonna
do-
like Love Island.
Not gonna like Love Island. Yeah, no, 100%. When do your friends come to you for advice? I guess that would be me, huh?
Yeah.
Like, I
When
guess,
does my friend Emma?
yeah.
My one friend.
You know what? I was thinking about this. Like, I come to you for, I feel like everything, like,
Yeah.
like family, but even like life. I don't know. I feel like just because we're similar age, we
Yeah.
can relate and live in the same place. We can relate to a lot of things. Also, being the youngest person in the family, the youngest
Yeah.
daughter in the family too. Like, I feel like we can
Yeah, it's hard
relate on
because
a
we
lot
come
of
to
things.
each other for everything.
Yeah.
Maybe like
Yeah.
thinking about people outside of that. I think a lot of
Yes.
people, when they find out you've struggled with a mental illness and you talk about it openly, a lot of people will come and talk to
Oh
you
my
about
God.
that.
Yeah.
And so I think people will come to me. And even like by proxy, when someone would find out, like Gemma, like that I was dealing with a mental illness, then all Gemma's sorority sisters, if they were struggling with something, would go to Gemma because they knew she had experience with it.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
What a lot
Yeah,
of people
well,
come to you for relationship
I
advice.
know, I feel that way too, but like I feel like so bad at it because I think I've realized I have believed so long, like all my life in true love.
Yeah.
And now that I have it, I'm like, of course I believe in it.
Yeah.
So I think I do believe in it, but it's getting harder for me to believe that like
it's possible.
that it's possible for everyone just because of like what we see. I mean, you know, swipe right if you have a fat ass here. Like, is he gonna find true love? Like, I don't think so.
I mean, like if
I
he
don't
finds,
think so unless he specifies how large ass we're talking
maybe
about.
there is a girl there though with a fat ass that's confident. In
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And she
Yeah.
swipes right, and maybe they're together and they have a kid together now.
You know what? I think I do believe in it, but it is hard for me to give advice because I feel like all my advice is like dump him.
Yeah.
Because if they say like one wrong thing that he did, but that's not fair because Julio has done a lot of wrong. I mean, not necessarily like wrong,
Yeah, let's shit talk.
but
Julio.
like he's made mistakes, and I feel like
Oh, no.
I've trained him,
yeah,
and the most important way that I've trained him is to communicate.
Yeah.
And that's like number one thing, like to how, like, because he's already like a very honest and loyal person.
Yeah.
But like some things he like just
It's
didn't
just,
think to tell me, or like
being in a relationship, you definitely
Yeah.
teach each other things.
Exactly.
But I think even just like having that perspective of someone who's like really in a happy relationship, and then hearing what they're going through and just being like, you shouldn't settle for that.
yes,
I think that's just good enough. And
Mhm.
you don't need to baby people and be like, well, maybe you can work. Like,
yeah,
why would you settle for something that's not? Unless you're like, if you're dating for fun, have at it.
right?
But if you're dating because you really want to be with someone,
Yeah.
why waste your time?
Yeah, I feel like you should have high standards. You should know
Yeah.
exactly what you want, because if I told somebody exactly what I wanted in a partner, like before I found Julio,
Yeah.
they would look at me crazy. They'd be like, Emma, you're delusional. You're never going to find somebody who's going to treat you like that, who's going to do that shit for you, who's going to take care of you in that way, who's going to like agree to this
Yeah.
non-negotiable. You're never going to find somebody like that. But then now I have Julio, who does everything
Yeah.
and more that I've ever wanted. Yeah, what you said. You shouldn't settle. You should
Yeah.
not settle, because it is out there. It is out there. True love is out there.
Yeah. And it's so nice for people like me to hold on to that hope.
Yes. Yes, we are holding on to that hope. If not for a fat ass guy, for you, you know?
I'm changing my Bumble bio. Swipe right if you have a fat ass, fellas.
Swipe right if you love a fat ass. You should put the dimensions of
And
your
be like, but like when we're being very generous with that term, like like in certain leggings and good angles
you just have pictures of your fat ass.
with like, you know, like diagrams drawn with the angle and the
Yeah.
slope.
Yeah.
We're having some meaningful conversations.
All right, next question. What do all of your exes have in common?
They don't exist.
That's okay. Oh my god, I could say, like, it is really infuriating when we're watching Love Island and someone's like, yeah, I'm 28 and I've never had a boyfriend before, and all the guys are like, you've never
What
had
the
a boyfriend before?
fuck?
Like, what the fuck? Yeah, no, like, but it's like, it's
When
so
I tell
normal.
you, like, that's why Love Island makes you hate someone. Also, if like a girl who's like 21, and it's not her fault, she's young, but I also want to like knock her
Punch
out,
her in
'cause
the
she'll
face,
be like,
yeah.
I'm 21.
And I've never had a
I've
boyfriend.
never had a boyfriend. Or like, I'm 21. I've been single for 2 months now. I'm
Right.
like, try 28 years.
Yeah.
Like, do not come onto my screen talking that shit.
No, totally.
No, but I would say like guys that I've dated,
Liked, talked to, yeah,
dated casually, like
totally.
talked to.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually funny. They're usually a little too funny that they're kind of a smart ass, and then it
Oh,
ends
yeah.
up pissing me off because
Yeah, you're like, I'm the only one who can be too funny and
Yeah.
a smart ass.
and like I feel like it's really hard for people to know what the line is between being like, oh, like we're playfully joking, and like especially, no offense, but a lot of men I think constantly push that line because it's very much like, well, if you get upset, you're too sensitive, and it's like, no, there's a time and a place.
Mm-hmm.
I usually go for people that have some type of commitment issues.
Hence the no boyfriend.
Yeah. if they're like available, they're into me, it's good. I'm like,
Yeah.
not feeling it.
Right.
It's a little too healthy for me. So New Year's resolution, maybe someone that's like not afraid of being in a relationship.
Actually, once relationship, isn't that one
Yeah.
of the things?
Because like the amount of times I look at all the people I've swiped right on and I'm going through the bios, and every single one's like, just got out of a relationship, not looking for anything serious, not looking for a relationship, never been in a relationship. I don't even know how I ended up on this app. And I'm like, yeah, like let's try it out.
The last question
Yes.
is, what is something that you definitely believe in?
You first.
Oh God. Something that I truly, truly believe in, have believed in my whole life ever since I knew about it, is karma. Well, because I've just seen it play out in my life of like, you know, if I have like a mean thought about somebody, I'll trip or stub my toe or like something like instantly bad will happen to me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think as I grow up, two things I definitely believe in. One is I believe people can change.
That is such a good one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Totally.
And I know that like there's a lot of debate about it. I know we all have personalities and things, but I have seen in the world, I've seen in myself and the people closest to me and stories you hear. I believe people can change, and we have to allow room for people to change and grow and learn.
100%. Yeah.
And so I always have that hope for people and that hope for myself. When I'm like, I don't like this about myself, it's like, well, I can change.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's one thing. And then another thing is I have to believe this is just personally for me to get through everything, that life leans towards good. It leans towards love. It leans towards living. It leans towards hope. Because you can't deny that there's so much pain in the world, but I have to believe at core people are good. And at the core, that's where things are heading.
Yes.
And I think I do believe that.
Oh, that was so lovely. So good. So positive and hopeful in a time like this too, because I do believe the same. Like I do believe that people are innately good, and whatever badness they have in them is from
Pain.
pain. It really is. Pain, fear, lack of love and sense of community in their life, like loneliness and stuff. So
yeah, and I know that not just because I'm like, I can imagine. I know because when I've hurt people, when I've acted out and done things I'm not happy with, I know it's from insecurity. It's from pain. It's I was hurt. I was angry.
Yes, exactly. Oh, 100%. Same here. All right. We are so happy that you decided to chill with us today. Thank you, guys. And thank you for coming on NMJC. Love having you, Esmé.
Thank you. I love you. I love the show. I love all the incredible guests you have. I think
Thank you.
one of the cool things about your show is that it really showcases how cool all your friends are.
Oh my god, I have the coolest friends. I have
Because like
the
every
coolest
week
friends.
you have a new guest in, and it's just like this is
Oh
my
my god,
good
I'm
friend.
running out. I'm running out of friends actually.
We need some more. Apply now. But
I
just
need
like
more friends.
the cool, and you attract the coolest people.
I hope so. I hope to do that because yeah, I really love chilling with people in this format and getting to like promote whatever they're doing, whatever they're working on, and like I don't know.
And you always do a
Sure.
good job of promoting your friends.
Oh, thanks. Well, what can we promote about you today?
I'm glad you asked.
Esme's on like no social media. You're LinkedIn.
You can add me on LinkedIn.
Find Esme on LinkedIn.
Connect with me. We'll network as
Yeah.
adults do.
Yeah. Oh, also, if you're interested in any of the, YouTube channels that she talked about, the documentaries, you can go chat her up about that. You can comment on this YouTube video because she'll
Comment
definitely
on
see the comments on this.
Because I watch on YouTube.
Yep.
Yep. If you find me on Bumble,
Oh, yes.
send me a message. Say hey. And if you are
Found you on NMJC.
yeah, exactly. Oh, great opening line. I would definitely swipe right to that. And if you
Your bio, my best friend has a podcast and I've been on like 10 times. So
I
you
know.
can go look That's what you should
huge
do.
fan
Yeah.
of that. So yeah, and promote me by following and supporting Emma because she's my best friend and I just want her to be supported.
That is the sweetest thing I've ever heard. I love you so much. Yes,
I love you.
Follow NMJC, follow Threema. And thank you guys. Thank you guys for chilling. We'll see you next time. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Nothing much, just a chillin'.